Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about the Iberian Peninsula during the Middle Ages, but we're going to explain it from another point of view. It's going to be the point of view of the Christian kingdoms, and it is related to your Unit 5 in the book. This is the index. We're going to focus on the areas of Christian resistance from the Muslims that were located at the north of the Iberian Peninsula, and then the expansion of the Christian kingdoms up to the year 1492, which was the when Catholic monarchs conquered the Nasrid kingdom of Granada. So this is the map of the Iberian Peninsula around the year 1000. As you can see, most of the territory is being occupied by Al-Andalus. Okay, we're going to study and explain the formation of all these political entities, starting by the Kingdom of Asturias. Okay, so this was the first Christian political entity after the conquest. At first, they occupied a little territory here, like in Asturias. Okay, this is where a small group of Christians and other Visigoths escaped and found protection from the invasion of the Muslims. In year 722, so for the first time, okay, Muslims were defeated at the Battle of Covadonga under the army of Don Pelayo, who was a Visigothic nobleman. For Christians, in all Christian records, this battle is going to mean the beginning of the reconquest process. Okay, during the reign of Alfonso III, the Kingdom of Asturias also expanded towards Galicia and southwards to the Duero River. This expansion was very easy as Christians just took land which had been abandoned by the Muslims. Okay, in year 914, King Ordoño II moved the court to Leon and creating the Kingdom of Leon. Okay, we'll follow now with Castilla. As you can see, Castilla here is not a kingdom yet. Well, because during the 10th century, okay, it was a county that belonged to the Kingdom of Leon. Fernán González became the first independent Castilian count by around the year 950. In 1035, another count, Fernando I, defeated the King of Leon, Bermudo III, and formed the Kingdom of Castilla and Leon. Alright, so now we focus on Navarra. In the 9th century, Navarra was ruled by a dynasty called Arista. The capital was Pamplona. But the peak of this kingdom, we can establish it under the reign of King Sancho III, called El Mayor, which goes from year 1000 to 1035. Under this person, the Kingdom of Navarra also incorporated the counties of Castilla and Aragon. But at his death in 1035, the kingdom was once more divided among his children, his sons. Okay, the Kingdom of Aragon began as an area under the control of the Franks as a county. In year 940, it was part of the Kingdom of Pamplona, and it became independent as a kingdom after the death of Sancho III under Ramiro I. So Ramiro I became the first king of Aragon. Okay, now the Catalan counties, they were under the control of the Franks, forming what was known as the Spanish March. It was divided into small, tiny counties, in where the county of Barcelona was the most important one. Okay, all these counties were united by Wilfred the Hairy in 878. Near the end of the 10th century, these counties became independent from the Franks. And at last, we'll focus a little on the Kingdom of Portugal. So it began as a county of the Kingdom of Castilla and Leon, and in the year 1143, it became an independent kingdom under the King Alfonso Enriquez with H. Okay, so this is a statue of Don Pelayo in the Kingdom of Asturias. This is another image of the Count Fernán González. He's holding, a castle, as he was the Count of Castilla. This is Sancho III, and this is the territory. In the territory he formed. The Kingdom of Pamplona, which included also the County of Castilla, the County of Aragon, and Sobrarbe. At his death, it was again divided, among his sons. And then here is when the Kingdom of Aragon became a kingdom, reign ruled by Ramiro I. Okay, so this is a diagram of all the information we just talked about. Just take your time to read it. So now we're focusing on the expansion of the Christian kingdoms. You see, on these four maps, you can compare how this expansion was taking place. This is by the 15th century. The Iberian Peninsula was divided into 5 kingdoms. That is the Kingdom of Portugal, the Kingdom of Castilla, the Kingdom of Pamplona, Aragon, and the Nasrid Kingdom of Granada. Let's look at the expansion, starting with the Kingdom of Castilla. So these are the important conquests that are taking place by the in Castilla. So we have in the 11th century, Alfonso VI is going to conquer the city of Toledo in the year 1085. In 1177, Cuenca is going to be conquered. And in the 13th century is when most of the expansion takes place, starting in the year 1212 with the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa. It allowed to go towards Extremadura and the Valley of Guadalquivir, which is the area highly populated by Muslims, and it was the hardest to conquest. Under the reign of Fernando III, the cities of Córdoba, Jaén, and Sevilla fell under the control of the Christians. With Alfonso X, he controlled Cádiz and Murcia. And by now, Al-Andalus was just reduced to the Nasrid Kingdom of Granada. The king of Granada became a vassal of the king of Castilla, and they have to pay parias. The reconquest was almost done at the end of the 13th century. And from the 15th century onwards, Castilla expanded towards the Atlantic with the discovery of the continent America. What about the expansion by the eastern kingdoms, starting with Navarra? In year 1037, Navarra was a weak kingdom compared to others like Castilla. Aragon and Navarra united since 1076. It was when King Alfonso I, the battler, el batallador, advanced along the Ebro Valley, conquering the city of Zaragoza in the year 1118. At his death in 1135, the Kingdom of Aragon and Navarra were divided again. So we can say that the Kingdom of Granada didn't play a very important role in the expansion. It was surrounded by Castilla and Aragon, didn't have any borders with the Muslims, so they couldn't expand. And they just focused on setting marriage alliances with France. What about the Crown of Aragon? It was founded in 1137 when the Kingdom of Aragon and the Catalan counties united with the marriage of Petronila, which was the heiress of Aragon, to Ramon Berenguer IV, who was the Count of Barcelona. The crown expanded southwards. During the 12th century, to the cities of Tortosa, or the territories of Tortosa, Lleida, Teruel. In the 13th century, Jaime I, the conqueror, conquered Mallorca and Valencia. This allowed them to continue the expansion, but towards the Mediterranean Sea, taking control of Sicily, Sardinia, and Naples. Look, this is a map which is very well identifying this expansion, okay, towards the Mediterranean Sea. Castilla just focus on the Atlantic. Then we have the Kingdom of Portugal and still the Kingdom of Granada and Pamplona. And this is another map which is also identifying this process of the reconquest by years. And this is a diagram of everything we have explained in this video. Just take your time to read it.